We all picked up thinking grow rich to build wealth, to change our life, to finally unlock what's been holding us back. But Napoleon Hill wasn't just talking about money and wealth. He was talking about something deeper. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your patterns of thinking. No amount of ambition can survive if your thoughts contradict it. No amount of hustle matters if your identity is weak. You don't just think positively, you need to think powerfully. You need to reprogram your mind to move differently, to execute relentlessly, to lead your life with clarity and control. Let's talk about something rarer than talent, something more dangerous than rage, something more magnetic than charm. Conviction. Conviction is power. Conviction is clarity. Conviction is the man who doesn't flinch even when the world laughs at his face. And you know why? Because conviction doesn't come from results. It comes from faith. Faith gives birth to conviction. Conviction gives birth to action. And action, consistent, bold, belief-driven action, rewrites reality. Here's the truth. Most men are curious, not convicted. They're interested in success, not committed. They want proof before they move. They want guarantees before they grind. But the men who build legacies, the men who bend the world, the men who move without applause, the men who build without permission, they speak the future before it arrives. That's conviction. That's what separates someday talkers from right now doers. And that's what Napoleon Hill had. Do you know his story? He spent 25 years interviewing the greatest minds of his generation. Ford, Edison, Carnegie, Rockefeller. He sat at their tables, took notes on their habits, absorbed their wisdom. But for years, no book, no audience, no money, no proof that it was working. Most would have quit. Most would have said, this is a waste. It's not paying off. Nobody cares. But Hill didn't stop because he wasn't moving off hype. He was moving off conviction. He knew the vision wasn't a fantasy. It was a preview. And that's the secret most people miss. Faith creates the future because it lets you act like it already exists. Because when your blueprint changes, your body follows, your behavior upgrades, your presence sharpens, and your life transforms. So let me leave you with this. If your thoughts were bricks, would your mental house be a fortress or a trap? Rebuild it brick by brick, word by word, belief by belief. Because your mind is always building something. Make sure it's building the man that you were meant to be. Here's what separates the average from the unstoppable. The average man thinks it once and hopes it sticks. The elite man repeats it until it rewires his being. Repetition isn't just about habit. It's how your brain physically reshapes itself. Every repeated thought forges a neural path. Think it enough and it becomes a highway. Faster, automatic, default. That's why it's not enough to think positively once. It's not enough to say I'm disciplined one morning and then go back to autopilot. If you want to change your life, you have to train like your mind is a soldier, because it is. And repetition is the drill. Think of your thoughts like reps in the gym. 1 rep changes nothing. 10 reps starts the process. 1,000 reps change your shape. 10,000 reps change your identity. Rewind this statement and listen twice. When you believe it's already yours, you stop playing small. You stop second guessing. You stop asking, what if it doesn't work? And you start asking, what needs to happen next? Conviction turns your goals into standards. It turns your desire into non-negotiables. It turns your hope into strategy. You don't wish for it. You work like it's already done. And when your actions match your belief, you become dangerous, because now the outside doesn't control the inside. You're not waiting for validation. You're not swayed by opinions. You've already decided. That's the mindset of the elite, the mindset of the bosses. That's how winners think. That's how wealth is truly built internally before it ever shows up in your bank account. Let me ask you, what would you start today if you had unshakable faith it will work? How would you walk if you knew your breakthrough was around the corner? What would you change if you actually believed the universe was responding to your intentions? Because it is. It's the same with your mind. Want to become confident? You repeat thoughts of courage, clarity, and capability every day. Want to build some self-discipline? You hammer that thought like it's steel until it becomes instinct. Because if you don't, someone else will do the programming for you. Society, the algorithm, your past, all waiting to rewrite your script for you. Unless you claim the pen and start writing a new story. One thought at a time. This is how the top 1% operate. They write their goals down daily. They visualize their future before it arrives. They speak affirmations not like wishes, but like facts. They build a mindset so strong that it bends reality to match. And it's not because they're lucky, it's because they know the formula. Repetition creates belief. Belief creates behavior. Behavior creates results. Results reinforce belief. It becomes a feedback loop of greatness. But here's what most men miss. They stop too early. They think 1 week of journaling or saying affirmations will undo a decade of mental conditioning. It won't. Change takes time. Repetition takes discipline, but it works if you work it out. And if you don't believe that, you've been brainwashed by the wrong system. We got to get you together. So go ahead and subscribe to this page right now so we can get you together. See, the system teaches you to wait, teaches you to play it safe, to be realistic. But greatness was never realistic. Conviction isn't logical, it's spiritual. It's the quiet voice that says, I was born for this. This storm will not break me. I'm building something that doesn't exist yet. And when you speak like that, you move like that. You live like that. You stop being the man who reacts and become a man who creates. That's the invisible power of conviction. You can't see it, but the world can feel it. And soon they'll see the results. Because when faith becomes movement, the future becomes inevitable. Now here's a practical blueprint to train your mind. Morning command sequence. Wake up, no phone. Number 2, 2 minutes of deep breathing. Number 3, repeat your personal mantra daily. I am focused. I am disciplined. I do hard things without hesitation. Number 4, visualize your day as a movie. You crushing at every task with precision. Number 5, feel the emotions as if they are already real. Emotions are the glue for repetition. Here's a midday anchor. Write your number 1 outcome for the day. Read your goals down. Say out loud, this is who I am. This is what I do. Take a moment to recalibrate your focus. Repetition isn't passive. It's active engagement. Now here's the protocol for the night rewire. Number 1, review your day. Wins, losses, adjustments. Number 2, speak gratitude. Number 3, repeat your identity statement before bed. I am becoming the man I was born to be. Number 4, visualize yourself succeeding in the next 24 hours. Number 5, drift off knowing your final thoughts of the day are seeds planted for tomorrow. You don't leave a soldier untrained and expect him to win the war. You don't leave your mind unchecked and expect it to lead you to greatness. Every time you repeat a powerful thought, you build armor. Every time you visualize success, you build certainty. Every time you choose focus over fear, you build leadership. But skip the reps and you stay soft. Say it once and the old you still runs the show. Whisper your goals and the noise of doubt drowns them out. Want to change your life? Outwork your past. Outthink your doubts. Outrepeat your excuses. Outspeak your inner critic. Train your mind like it's a weapon, because it is. And soon the world will reflect the warrior you've become inside. Because repetition isn't boring, it's becoming. And the man who controls his thoughts controls his destiny. Every time you settle for less, Every time you talk yourself down, every time you choose comfort over calling, you're not just playing it safe, you're shrinking your future. You're not avoiding risk, you're avoiding the man you were born to be. Let's be real, fear is loud, so loud that you can't think, you can't move. But so is faith. If you feed it, you've been told to be humble, to stay realistic, to play it safe. But the truth is, you're not here to fit in, you're here to wake up. Wake up your mind, wake up your faith, wake up your fire. You weren't made to survive, you were made to create vision, create momentum, create belief so deep it's unshakable. That's when the world starts to bend around it. And that starts with what you say. Say it with your chest. I will act boldly before I'm ready. Say it with your chest. I will believe before I see. Say it with your chest. I will persist when others quit. Say it with your chest. I will think like the man I'm becoming. Let those words hit like Javante Davis. Let them echo inside you like a dark tunnel. Let them bury the doubt you've been dragging around for years. Because here's the simple truth. Thoughts are things, but faith is the force that brings them to life. A thought is a seed, but faith is the water, the sunlight, the grind it needs to grow. Now, let's get to the hard truth and a deeper challenge. You were never meant to be average. That quiet frustration you carry around, that constant sense of, I should be doing more, that invisible pressure in your chest reminding you that this isn't it. That's not weakness, that's not confusion, that's the real you, the high level you, trying to wake you up. But most men hit snooze. They silence the voice, they bury the hunger, they numb the fire with distractions, comfort food, endless scrolling, meaningless nights, and they wonder why they feel hollow inside. But let me ask you this, what if the missing piece isn't motivation? It's not talent, it's not timing. What if it's simply the thoughts you allow to repeat to yourself? Here's the truth that should shake you, break you, or motivate you. Every man is building a future. The only question is what kind? Some build it through conscious design, brick by brick. Others build it by accident with random, careless thoughts they repeat without knowing. Because make no mistake, if you keep thinking like a nobody, you will stay one. If you keep narrating weakness, your life will reflect it. If you keep obsessing over what's missing, you'll never realize what's already inside you. It's not just a thought, it's the blueprint for your habits, your grind, your mood, your results, your relationships, your destiny. So here's your new script, your mental foundation. Say it, write it, burn it into your subconscious. I'm not a follower, I'm a leader of my own mind. I don't beg for opportunities, I create them. I don't fear failure, I fear settling. I don't escape my problems, I solve them. I think powerfully, I act precisely, I live intentionally. Say that before the world wakes up. Say that when things get hard. Say it until the voice of doubt in your head can't be heard anymore. Without it, the seed rots. With it, the seed rises. So if you keep thinking small, you keep living small. You'll keep hoping instead of building. You'll keep waiting instead of winning. But today, that ends, bruh. No more shrinking. No more second guessing. No more trying to play it cool when your heart is screaming for more. Because here's what faith really looks like. It looks like showing up when you're tired. It looks like choosing discipline over dopamine. It looks like betting on yourself. It looks like betting on yourself when no one else will. It looks like taking the leap before the net appears. And the crazy part, that's when the net does appear. That's when doors open. That's when momentum finds you. But it only happens after you commit. So stop thinking like a slave to your circumstances. Start thinking like a builder of your destiny, because that's what you are. A builder, a creator, a commander of your mind. Not a victim, not a follower, not a mistake. Say this out loud. I am no longer asking for permission. I am no longer waiting for proof. I am no longer thinking small. From this day forward, I think in faith. I move in belief. I live like it's already mine, because it is. You were never meant to crawl. You were meant to rise. And the thing that lifts you isn't luck, it's faith. Think and Grow Rich wasn't just about wealth and money. It was about inner power. It was about belief before evidence. It was about the one idea that changes everything: faith. And now it's your turn. Believe so boldly it scares you. Act so consistently it inspires others. And think so intentionally you become the man others only dream about. Because the man who thinks in faith grows rich in every way. Remember, the most successful men you admire, they didn't think their way to success one time. They trained themselves to think like winners until it became who they were. Because the secret isn't a strategy, a shortcut, or a life hack. It's a shifting in thinking. It's looking at every obstacle and saying, this isn't here to stop me. This is here to shape me. It's facing every doubt and saying, this isn't truth. This is the old programming. I choose a better thought. It's waking up every single day with a clear, powerful thought. My reality is a reflection of what I choose to believe. And then choosing better, choosing stronger, choosing thoughts that build the man you were born to be. Because listen, you don't get what you wish for. You don't even get what you work for. You get what you think about most. So if you're tired of being stuck, if you're sick of feeling like you've been falling behind, start thinking like the man who's already ahead. That's how you bridge the gap between who you are and who you're supposed to become. Because if thoughts are things, then the most powerful and important thing you'll ever build is the man in your mind.